Don't you know cartoons will ruin your mind?
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. This is a very special video that I've known I was going to do for a couple of years, but just haven't got around to doing it. I'm going to do this relatively quickly because I'm going to try and talk about 59 books. So there's a couple of doubles, but it is going to be a lot of books. So once I get going, I'm going to do it quite quickly. But this is about the Mad Magazine paperback books. I think I'm going to talk about the magazine more when I go through my actual Mad magazines, because I've got a bunch of Mad magazines. But these trade paperback books are very, very special to me. You're probably familiar with them if you're familiar with Mag magazine. You may know Alfred E. Neuman. Alfred E. Neuman is the iconic image, the kind of emblem of Mad magazine. It's a magazine that started in 1952 in America. It had a huge, huge influence. And it was initially edited by William Gaines and Harvey Kurtzman. And then later on, it was edited by Al Feldstein. Al Feldstein did actually retire in the 80s, and then a couple of other guys took over. But the kind of the peak period, the really important period, those three were the main editors. And during the 70s, the mid-70s, their readership went to 2 million people. I mean, it was a huge, huge magazine, and I'm sure that some people watching this would have heard of it. But there was loads and loads of paperbacks that came out that were taken from the magazine. So kind of what had come out at that period, they'd bung some stuff together and bring it out with a like a mad title. And sometimes they do specials about the cartoonists, not about the cartoonists, but centered on the cartoonists, which I will tell you about in a second. And the thing is, for me, Mad Magazine is really important because when I was a kid, I really got into cartooning. So as you know, if you know my channel, I collect cartoonist stuff. And I've done my first ever video that I did properly on this channel for books was about my 10 favourite cartoonists. And one of them that I mentioned is from Mad Magazine. And those cartoonists were so important to me with my love of illustration and cartooning and drawing. And caricaturing as well, because some of the caricaturists were amazing. So the best one, if you know what I'm getting at here, if you know the cartoonist, the best one I think was Mort Drucker. I think Mort Drucker's style was incredible. But Angelo Torres was another one. There was a bunch of them, but Mort Drucker was the best one, I think. I think his caricatures were incredible. But yeah, I'm going to go through the books I've got. 59 of them, so I'll go relatively quickly as fast as I can. But I'll try and say something about him rather than just doing a conveyor belt thing. The first one I ever had, and it's looking a little poorly now, which is really sad, but the first one I had was this one, A Mad Look at TV. Look, you can see that there's a little bit gone from the thing. So if I ever see this again, I'll get another copy. I used to be able to see them loads, but I don't see them much anymore. So A Mad Look at TV, it's some of their parodies. So I'll get to the contents. You've got a Johnny Carson parody, a This Is Your Life parody. So this is more like about the TV sort of archetypal shows, like typical style shows, rather than a specific, you know, T.J. Hooker, Mickey Take or something, or Starsky and Hutch or something. Your Buddies in the News, so a news one, a Western parody. So that was the first one I ever had, and I was smitten. I mean, I did have the magazines as well, to be fair, but I wanted to get these. So Mad Look at TV was the first one I had. And then I know that some of the first ones I had were Burning Mad. And since then, I've got another copy of that, which has got a different cover, which is interesting, isn't it? So they've all got Alfred E. Neuman on the front, as I said a minute ago, that he's like the emblem of it. This has got starts with Don Martin thing, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And then there's movie dialogue we'd like to hear, reverse cliches. You get the point. You know, and they're taken from the magazine. And you've got like, if Superman behaved like any normal guy. So that's Burning Mad with the other cover. And then I know early on I also had Mad in Orbit. Oh my God, these are getting a bit knackered. Mad in Orbit, Mad in Orbit as well. That was another early one I had. That's. I should probably speed up what I'm looking at here, but this is, you can tell this is definitely in its last legs. Some baseball parodies, some Donald Duck parodies, weightlifting parodies, future halls of fame. There's one of my favourite Don Martin ones there. I'll get to Don Martin in a minute. And then, okay, let's just crack through these. So there's 2 copies here of Son of Mad. So very different. These are probably British and American editions, I would have thought, but I don't know. But that's quite an early one, I think, Son of Mad. The conditions stay the same, which is nice. So a crime parody again. Scenes we'd like to see. 1 Against 4. Let's go for a ride. Tales from the Northwest Department. It's like a Mounties parody. Yeah. Son of Mad. And then there's Boiling Mad. I just love the covers as well. There's the 3 Ring Mad. I remember that was one of the most recent ones I got. I was very pleased to see another one. 3 Ring Mad. And what's in this one? Oh, so there's some more TV Western parody stuff here. New movie monsters. Dave Berg's look at the barbershop. I'll talk about him in a second. More Don Martin. Yeah, carry on. Howling Mad. It's a cracking cover. I love that. Howling Mad. And the Endangered Mad. Swing Along with Mad. That's a nice condition, actually. The ones I've had for the longest are the ones that are really dodgy condition. Although I think I bought this one already knackered, actually. Greasy Mad Stuff. We're still using that Greasy Mad Stuff. Though I think someone's drawn that beard on, which is a bit annoying. So what's in this one? I just pause now again to see what's on these things. It's difficult to tell, actually, because they're not. I'd have to look through them properly, which could take ages. It's more Don Martin. Anyway, we got A Mad Look at Old Movies, or The Return of A Mad Look at Old Movies. I don't know if I've got the other one. The Return of A Mad Look at Old Movies. So clearly lots of movie parodies here. Who's illustrating these? But I just love the artists are so cool. You know. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So that's a return, sorry, of A Mad Look at Old Movies. The Mad Tell It Like It Is book. So that looks like that's a newer one, actually, but that's a one about reporting and journalism by the looks of it. Yes, definitely a newer one. But you've got some really cool caricatures here. That looks like Angelo Torres to me. I'm guessing, but I think that's Angelo Torres' style. You've got Stallone there, Barbra Streisand. You can see those, Nixon, Sinatra. These guys are so good that you know who they are, obviously. The Mad Morality, or the 10 Commandments Revisited. That was one of the recent ones I found. I hadn't seen that one. So that's pretty cool. The Mad Frontier. The Mad Book of Mysteries. So this is all illustrated by Jack Rickard, Jack Rickard, written by Lou Silverstone. Don't know if you heard that, but Ralph's just been disturbed by something. Good and Mad. I'll just pause now and again to show you what's in them. The Portable Mad. I remember liking that one. What's in this one? As in, I do remember when I got it. And what's in this? The Mad Academy Awards for Parents. Dave Berg's bit is the lighter side of summer romance. So Dave Berg has got some specials as well. Yeah, Mort Drucker is the artist here, so you can see that he's got this awesome style. Just love how he draws. So that's the Portable Mad. Oh my God. This is the Mad Dave Berg's Mad Look at Modern Marketing. So I should have put that with the Dave Berg's one. I got them separated a little bit. But the cover is falling apart. So I need to put that with the Dave Berg ones. But the Dave Berg's Look at Modern Marketing. It's a bit poorly, that one. Polyunsaturated Mad, great cover. The Polyunsaturated Mad. The Mad Frontier, so I've just looked at that one, but this is with a different cover. It's an interesting cover. And some of them got red edges, which is quite cool. Raving Mad, I can relate to that. Great cover again. Alfred E. Newman being raving mad. Quicker for me to see what's on there by. Oh, that's interesting. So Antonio Proyas is the guy responsible for Spy vs. Spy, which I'll tell you about in a minute. This is a cartoon that's not Spy vs. Spy by him, which is pretty good. Okay, Hopping Mad. Can't beat a kangaroo. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Mad. Great cover. Sing Along with Mad. I knew I had Sing Along with Mad. So this is an Al Jaffe one, isn't it? Oh, yeah, illustrated by Al Jaffe, but written by Frank Jacobs. Sing Along with Mad. This would be like parodies, song parodies. There's loads of those in the magazine. I've got 2 copies of Madvertising. So this was because I forget what I've got, and I saw it, and I wasn't sure I had it. Madvertising. I've had both of them quite a long time actually. So yeah, Madvertising. The Voodoo Mad, that was one of the early ones I had. Yeah, I'm not still in good condition, which is good. But I had this, like, I've had that for about 40 years. So yeah, these first little clump, but the first sort of dozen I've had for about 40 years, and then through my 20s I started buying them again as well. You know, Mad's Cradle to Grave Primer, and the Medicine Mad. That was another early one. The Plaid Mad, so that one rhymes, which is beautiful. The Plaid Mad. The Recycled Mad. Look at that, that's so cool, the covers, because they're always doing something with Alfred E. Newman related to what they've decided to call it. The Invisible Mad. Let's have a look at what's in this one, shall we? The Invisible Mad. Oh, some Charlie Brown parodies there. Some Peanut stuff. Poor old Charles M. Schulz. More, that definitely looks like Mort Drucker again. Is that Mort Drucker? Yeah, Mort Drucker. Clearly, that's Peter Graves, I think that's his name, Peter Graves. But what's the parody? Hold on. Oh, Mission Ridiculous. Yeah, so clearly a Mission Impossible parody. And that's clearly Martin Landau. I just love caricatures. There's something about him. I just love him. You know, if you're really good at it, like Mort Drucker was, it's just brilliant. So there we go. So that's the Invisible Mad. The Ides of Mad as well. The Organisation Mad. Can I see anything in this one quickly? See, there's lots of these kinds of things as well. So this is like how to score well in bowling, and then there's like these sort of illustrative style parodies of bowling, essentially. So that's another kind of stylistic thing that you get in here. And then you've got Gunsmoke is parodied here in this one. This is definitely an older one. But even though it's an older one, you do get Don Martin in there. He's been working with them for a long time. So the organisation Mad, the Dirty Old Mad, great cover. The Dirty Old Mad, the Cuckoo Mad. That was an early one I had, and I remember my mate Dave had this before me, and I was so jealous. But then I found a copy, and I was like, "I've got one! Yay!" The Cuckoo Mad, the Self-Made Mad. All of my mates were getting them when I was a kid, as well as I was. The Self-Made Mad, like Mad. Is that one? And that looks like what we got here. Oh, barbecue parody stuff. So that's all about looking at the National Institution of the Barbecue. Well, the international. It's as Australian as it is American. Let's face it. Future TV ads. You know, it's all like social commentary, comedy, isn't it? A lot of it. All right. So those are the general ones. So I'm going to go do the rest of them in order of my favourite artists, okay? So, you've got Al Jaffe, who I'm not a massive fan of, but he's an important part of Mad. So you've got Al Jaffe's Mad Monstrosities. You've got Al Jaffe meets Willy Weirdy. I mean, that's how he draws. I'm not a massive fan of his drawing style, but you got that one. Al Jaffe blows a fuse. So just to give you a sense of, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this drawing style at all, but it doesn't excite me as much as the others. That's kind of how he draws. So that's Al Jaffe blows the fuse. And then Al Jaffe's Mad Inventions. There's that one as well. He likes drawing cartoonist versions of himself. So that's him. The next one in order, I've already shown the Dave Berg book by mistake, but Dave Berg does these observational comedy things. So, and he was in every issue. He's a big part of their history. Dave Berg's look at people, and Dave Berg looks at the USA. He's got a really specific style of drawing. So I'll just show you, you know, it's very kind of classic cartoon style. You know, it's very, you know, you can see a lot of cartoons have that sort of style. But yeah, I think you can recognise them a mile off. So that's Dave Berg. Two of his books there. And these last three are my favourite, besides the caricaturists, my three favourite artists in Mad magazine. Which one do I start with? It's got to be Antonio Proes. So, Spy vs Spy. I walk around with a Spy vs Spy T-shirt. I love to death sometimes. I love Spy vs Spy. So this is just called the all-new Mad Secret File on Spy vs Spy. So just to kind of clarify this, in case you're not aware, this is all about the white spy and the black spy basically tricking each other by trying to kill each other. It's Mad's version of Roadrunner, but without it being one-sided. They're both trying to kill each other rather than Roadrunner just sort of avoiding Wile E. Coyote. And it's really kinetic sort of action style drawing. It's really, really good. Really good. It's amazing. And there's been computer games about them and all that sort of stuff. And then there's two versions of the fifth one here. So when I see them, I get them. And I thought I did have the fifth one, but I thought, well, just in case I don't, I'm going to get it. So, you know, whenever I see them, I get them. And this is the fifth Spy vs Spy book. So that's the Spy vs Spy cartoons. And then the next one, my second to last favourite as far as these things go, Don Martin. Don Martin always makes you laugh. Just the way he draws makes me laugh. So you got Mads. Don Martin comes on strong. It's just like his drawing style is so brilliant. So Don Martin's book comes on strong, and then Don Martin's book, Don Martin Steps Out, which I've had for a long time. And another early one I had was Don Martin Cooks Up More Tales. And Don Martin Bounces Back. Oops. Don Martin Bounces Back. I've got that one as well. And Don Martin Carries On. That was one of the most recent ones that I had. I found it, got very excited. Don Martin Carries On. And I'm just trying to... this is the way he draws. Look, I mean, there's so much going on in the way he draws, you know, and the humor is very slapstick. It's very the timing is in the drawing. He's like the Tex Avery of cartooning. There you go. That's a big statement. Don Martin, the Tex Avery of cartooning. And then the last one here in this little batch, The Mad Adventures of Captain Klutz. So there we go. So that's a little batch of books. There's more around, but those are the ones I've got of Mad's version of Tex Avery. Don Martin. Oh, and I've got another one here. I was going to ignore that. He is not my favourite, but it was just over there and I left it out. Duck Edwing's Bizarre Blast. So I've got that as well. I don't like the way he draws really much. It's all right, but it's not really my style. But yeah, it was over there. So sorry to have confused the whole thing by having someone when I'm doing my favourites. But this is my favourite. One of my all-time favourite cartoonists. I love how he draws. And that's Sergio Aragones. I've had these books a long time. I love Sergio Aragones, and I've bought other things by him, and I've talked about him on the channel a few times. I've talked about Gru the Wanderer, which is his comic series, and I've talked about some of the other things that he's done. But this is Mad About Mad, and that's like I said before, that's a caricature of himself. He drew a cartoon version of himself. And then Madly Yours. So Madly Yours is a book that I've had a long time, and I think I've had both copies a long time, and I just don't want to lose them. So this is quite good, and not too bad condition, but this is very good condition. So just show you how he draws. That's just so brilliant how he draws. Yeah, this is a good idea, because this is a good example, because it's a whole load of people. So that's how he draws, and I just absolutely love it. Really love it. And again, a lot of it's about timing with him. The humour is really good, genuinely funny. You know, just absolutely amazing. Really love what he does. So, and he does lots of things like multi-panel strip style things, as well as one-panel cartoons as well. So Sergio Aragones is amazing. Mad Magazine. I am going to go through the magazines at some point, unless this video tanks, then maybe I won't. I don't know. If people are interested, I'll get my magazines out, but they're buried somewhere. But I wanted to do one on the books anyway. And yeah, let me know what you think of Mad Magazine, especially the books. Do you collect those paperbacks? Have you seen them around? Because I've got some missing. There's 59 books here, which is a lot of books, but I know there's some missing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay curious, and maybe dabble a bit in cartooning.
Paint me a picture of what it's like to be you. You sit up on your high chair